Jim Rodriguez, please. Jim, Larry Rosen. I'm a fellow member of yours over at the Family YMCA, also in the fitness program. And Jim, I've volunteered to do something for the Y, and it's a big project, one that I'm hoping that you may be interested in as well, and I'd like to ask if you will help me with it. Well, it's a very big project, as a matter of fact, and one that I think is probably too important for us to talk about on the phone. And besides, I am happy to come to your home or to your office, whichever is most convenient for you. Your office would be fine. I see you. You're over on Firestone and in the mortgage banking company over there. Is that right? I know where it is. I'd be happy to come there. Would Tuesday or Thursday be better for you? After 5 on Thursday? That'll be great. I'll see you there. I'll look forward to meeting you. Thanks. Goodbye. Jim, thanks again for seeing me. I know it's time out of a busy day, but I appreciate your seeing me after work here, and want to talk to you some about the Y, as you know from our conversation on the phone. You've been involved with the Y now for some time. I understand that you're a fitness leader. You help out doing something with new folks in the cardiovascular room.
Yeah, I help them with the treadmills where people can run there, and I like to do that myself and show people how to work the machines, that kind of thing.
It's nice of you to do that.
Yeah, it's fun.
And your family's involved, I understand.
Yes.
You have a couple of kids and your wife, whose name I don't know.
Connie is my wife. And I have 2 children. One is 3 years old and one is 9 months old. And they're involved in the swim program. So they're learning to swim right now.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
And can they swim?
Well, one of them kind of dog paddles and the other one just kind of splashes. So they're getting there.
They're not afraid of the water, though.
Not afraid of the water, no, not at all.
So it's been a good experience then that they've had. They haven't been fearful.
Nope, they're just crazy little men, just running around, jumping in, splashing, and guys keep my eye on them because I just dive in without any warnings. It's a lot of fun though. They're great.
Oh, that's neat. Well, your involvement with the Y is one big reason why I wanted to come see you. I'm volunteering for the Y this year. I'm a member like yourself. I work out at the Y in the mornings 3 days a week, and my wife is involved in some aerobics programs. And we've been involved with the Y for a number of years. And I've been asked, and I have agreed to volunteer in the upcoming current support campaign, which I know you know about because you gave to it last year and you were a campaigner last year. The job I've agreed to do is to be a division manager. And in that capacity, I have to ask a number of people, 5 in particular, to join me as team captains in this effort. And it's about that I would like to talk to you. We have a very important job to do this year. We're trying to raise over $200,000 to sustain the work for the next year, and in particular to make scholarships and camperships and other kinds of support available to families that otherwise might not be able to participate. I've been involved in this as a volunteer for some years, and I really believe in it, so when they asked me to help, I was happy to do it. And in selecting who would be candidates for team captains, I met with Lisa and with Bob on the staff here, and your name was highly recommended for a number of reasons. One is you are involved with your whole family, so you have a very direct idea of what kind of benefits are possible from YMCA participation. You know it firsthand. Your kids know it, and you know it. And secondly, you've been involved helping in a number of roles. You helped last year as a donor by making your own contribution. You helped last year as a campaigner by raising some money for the Y. And you've helped doing this volunteer thing in the fitness room, which makes you an ideal person to tell the YMCA story to others. And in fact, because of all these various involvement, kind of elevates you to an upper tier of candidates for top leadership roles in the campaign. The team captain job is one of the most important in the whole campaign. As a team captain, you'd be asked to recruit 4 other people to join you, just as I am asking you to join me. And each of those people would do what you did last year. They would campaign. Your job would be, as a team captain, not only to campaign as you did last year and to call on the people you called on last year, but to enable and support the work of these other 4 who would be on your team. It involves attending training, attending the campaign events, and during the month of February, when we're out campaigning, doing that job as well. It's vitally important. Our community, I think, is so much stronger because we have a strong why. And I would just love to have you part of the effort and a team captain in my division. And I hope you'll say yes to that.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility. It sounds exciting, but...
It's both. It's a lot of responsibility and it's exciting. I know some of the best feelings I've had as a volunteer have been by completing those jobs as a volunteer. But there's no question about it. They've been jobs. They've been responsibilities that I've had to work at, and I've had to organize my time around them to do them.
One thing I'd be concerned about is the time element. It sounds like being a captain, I'm going to have to be spending a lot of time calling people, or I'm just not really sure about that.
It's true. You have to devote some time to this, and one of the reasons we're asking you to do this is you occupy in your business a managerial role, so you know what it is to manage your time and to work with other people. It's the same thing. You control how that time is allocated and where it's spent, and you have the capacity to organize it. So yes, you have to call and support your team members, and that can be done anytime during the day or evening when you have time to do it. It's just that you find time each week to support them. There's also time involved in attending training and seeing that your people attend training so they know what they're going to do when they get out there.
Okay, so these training sessions, how often do I have to go to those?
Well, there's one, and it's offered 3 times at the end of January, and you have a choice of which ones to attend. You want to help your team members pick the best and most convenient one for them, and then you would want to make sure, follow up with them, make sure they attend it, and you would attend one yourself.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad. What about, I guess you want me to be a captain, so that means I'm a captain of a team.
Correct.
And then on my team I have various campaigners?
4 others.
Okay. How do I get these campaigners? How do I find these people?
Well, the same way I found you, Jim. The staff is going to help by providing a list of folks that are good candidates for this. And I think you'll find on the list names that you recognize from your involvement in the Y, either parents of other kids who are swimming with your kids, or some folks that you may recognize from the fitness room where you're volunteering. Okay. In fact, some of those people you helped on the treadmill may be people that you'll want to talk to about helping out here. Anyone who has benefited from the Y is a good person to tell the YMCA story. And you're in that category, I'm in that category. And the people that are in these other participations in the Y are in that category as well. Okay. So you'll be provided a list, you'll choose 4, and you'll approach those people.
So these people that I approach, I'm going to be asking them to help raise money for this campaign?
That's right.
Okay. And then am I still raising money for the campaign, or is my job over once I get these people to agree to be on my team?
No, we'd like to ask you to raise money as well.
Okay.
As a working member of your own team. Your team goal is $3,000. Okay. And that's divided up amongst the 5 of you as an objective. And some of you will raise more, and some of you will raise not as much. I expect experienced campaigners may raise a little more. The total goal of the campaign is $216,000. And so our division's piece of that is $15,000. Your team's piece of it is $3,000.
Okay. And raising this money, how do I know that it's, I mean, is it going to just support the club and the gym equipment, or is this going to the kids, or how do I really know this money is going to be used or spent effectively? Now
that's a great question, because that's a question I think everybody we ask for money will want to know the answer to. This is money that allows the Y to make itself available to all the people in the community. It's not spent on equipment. It's spent on the support of the programs that the Y offers and the people who would come into it. As you know, the Y has a standing statement that it won't turn anybody away from membership for lack of funds. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways the Y is able to keep that promise is by this campaign. Mm-hmm. So this is the singular event every year that allows the Y to make itself available and accessible to the entire community. Without it, there would be people here only who could afford it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds like a good cause. So it goes to helping families that can't afford it, helps to support, I guess, programs that might not otherwise be able to be offered?
Right.
Okay,
Some
good.
programs for teenagers, for example, Youth in
Mm-hmm.
Government, which is a great program,
Mm-hmm.
that don't pay their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And if the campaign didn't exist to provide some subsidy for those programs, we probably wouldn't be able to offer them.
I see.
So it's vitally important. The community's stronger because of the Y and because every year, as a community itself, the Y members band together to do this effort.
Okay, so I need to then be recruiting 4 people. I've never really recruited people before. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous. I'm to go out and talk to them and ask them boy, that sounds kind of scary to me.
Yeah, it can be, and I think that's the beauty of the WISE system of this type of organization. I'm going to be there to support you in this. In fact, my pledge to you is I'll go with you, at least on your first call to recruit your first prospective campaigner, and for as many others as you'd like me to accompany you. I think these things are best done in pairs, and I took a chance coming here alone today, but no reason that you or anybody else in the campaign has to, and I'd be happy to support you in that way, and I think that'll make the job a little more fun and a little easier as well. What
if I fall short? If I go ahead and I'm trying to recruit 4 people,
right.
Let's say I can only get maybe 2 or 3. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous I might not meet my goal.
Well, it's going to be important to fill these teams out, and I think in that circumstance, we're all going to be working together on this, and we will call on the resources of the entire campaign organization to identify more names so that we can keep calling on people until we find folks who will say yes to this. Now,
Mm-hmm.
out of the WISE membership of over 2,000 people, there are a lot of people like you and me who feel strongly about the Y and strongly enough to volunteer in this effort if they're asked.
Okay.
So I'll continue working with you until we secure the people we need to secure.
Okay, good.
Do you have other questions about this? This is a big thing I'm asking of you, and I don't want you to feel like you haven't asked the questions you need to ask.
No, that pretty much answers most of my questions. Sounds like something I might be interested in.
Well, I'm certainly interested in you, Jim, and I really hope you'll say yes and join me, and if you will, I'd be delighted.
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I want to show you what you've said yes to, and see if you have specific questions about the job description.
Okay.
This is the job description of every team captain.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the specific dates of the training. I've highlighted them here so that you'll have them for easy reference.
Okay.
And talks about where you need to be and when, and these are all important. Our experience has proven that attendance at trainings and attendance at the campaign events is critical to the success of the campaign. So
Mm-hmm.
we'd like to ask not only that you, but your campaigners receive the same encouragement from you to attend these things.
Okay, and again, I just needed to attend one of the training sessions?
Yes, they're listed
Okay.
down here, and there's a option of dates to select from here in item number 5.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, sure.
That done, I'd like to ask you to consider one other thing, which you'll also be asking your campaigners to consider. This year, we are doing something different. And at the time, we've asked somebody to join us as a worker in the campaign. After that is done, we're also asking if they will consider their own gift. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One is that we know that campaigners who've made their own gifts first and early have no hesitation about going out and asking others for their support.
Mm-hmm.
So we think it's vital that all of us who are in leadership roles have made our commitments before we ask others to make theirs. The other important reason is that this is an opportunity to model what we think is a good call. So part of the experience of learning how to do this, campaigners will get from going to training.
Mm-hmm.
But another part of it will be in this modeling that I'm going to do for you now, and which I hope you will do when you recruit each of your campaigners, right at the time you recruit them. So here goes.
Okay.
Jim, the YMCA is trying to raise $216,000 this year to support its work in the community and to continue its outstanding work. We're hoping that you'll be desirous of giving $25 a month for 10 months in support of that effort. You may wish to give more than that, or you may feel you can't give quite as much. Certainly whatever you give will be deeply appreciated. I hope you'll say yes to that.
$25 a month for 10 months, that's $250. Boy, just giving my time as a team captain, that wouldn't do it?
Well, your time is very valuable and much appreciated, but if we're going to ask folks for money, I think we have to model the fact that we share the commitment and the ownership we're asking of them. And I feel that strongly, and Jane and I have made our own gift. In fact, we've increased it some this year. I think it's just vital that we not ask someone to do something that we haven't done ourselves.
This last year, I think I gave $150 to jump from $150 to $250. I might need to talk to the big boss about that. Connie and I should probably have a little discussion before I commit ourselves to that kind of amount of money.
It sounds like a smart move to me. A very important decision for you to make.
Mm-hmm. So maybe if you just let the card with me, then I can just go ahead and we'll make a decision and then get it back to you.
You know what I would prefer to do, if it's okay with you? I would prefer to do this exactly by the book, and then ask that when you're working with your campaigners, you do the same. And that would be, I would be happy to come back and see you at your home or back here at your office after you and Connie have had a chance to talk this over, and to secure your commitment face to face. We think it's a personal commitment, and it deserves personal attention from all of us in the campaign workforce, and so I don't mind doing that. I would be happy to do that. When would be convenient for me to get back to you?
Well, I'll tell you, maybe I should just go ahead and talk to her about it, call you. Would that work okay for you? Just to call you back and let you know what I can do?
That would be fine too, same thing. I would be happy to come see you at your home or at your office whenever you and Connie have reached a decision. That way I can present the pledge card to you for your personal signature, and you can make the commitment, looking somebody right in the eye while you do it.
So you want to meet with me one more time before?
It wouldn't be a bother to me. I'd be happy to do it.
Oh, I see. So let's see. Last year I gave $150. Now you want $250.
That's correct. $25 a month.
$25 a month. Last year that'd been $15 a month. So we're talking about $10 more. That's not such a bad difference. I can probably live with that $10 more per month. As a matter of fact, Connie will probably be very happy with that as well. I know she likes the Y, and she's very supportive, so I'm sure we'll have no problem with that.
I'm sure she'll thank you for your decision, because I know I sure do, and the Y does.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jim. And let me have you sign your pledge card.
What?
Your total gift is $250, but since you're pledging it at $25 a month, you'll pay none now, so the balance pledge is $250. And monthly, is that okay?
That's fine,
For
sure.
10 months? So in 10 payments monthly, starting March 1 next year. And Jim, if you would verify that's correct and sign your name.
Don't need any trust deeds or anything?
No.
It's collateral, huh?
No,
Okay.
that'll do it.
Great.
Thanks again.
All right.
You're great, and I'll look forward to working with you.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.